everyone, my name is Akshay and welcome back to a brand new FPL video. But today's video is a little bit special because I have my fiancée Lorna next to me. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone on the internet. I'm Akshay's fiancée Lorna. And you want to tell me a bit about why I'm actually in this video?
Yeah, so we can call her FPL Lorna, or Mrs. FPL Akshay, well soon to be. Yeah, so basically Lorna is doing FPL for the first ever time. She's never played it before. She knows a little bit about football. She could probably name a few players from each big team and stuff, but she doesn't know too much in depth about football or FPL. Like, she knows all the rules and how football works, don't get me wrong, but like in terms of yeah, you know what offside and that means. Like,
just about, I guess.
Stereotypically,
yeah.
You wouldn't know what what offside means, but you know what offside means. But yeah, she doesn't really know too much about FPL. I've sent her obviously the notorious videos, the iconic videos from like FPL Focal and stuff of how to start FPL if you're a brand new beginner and stuff. So she kind of knows the rules, but obviously you don't really know the rules until you play properly. So it's going to be a fun experience. We have a friends and family mini league that we play every year, and it's very competitive. And she's obviously joined it because she's playing for the first time ever. So she's going to try her best to finish as high as she can in that. There's about 20 of us in that, so that should be good. But yeah, basically, it's a brand new series on my channel where every single week we will go through Lorna's FPL journey. I'm not going to be allowed to coach her too much. Obviously, I'll help her in bits and bobs, but it'll be unfair on our mini league if I full on just coach her. So she's actually going to be watching football a lot more, and she's done her first draft. I'm going to show you her first draft, which is probably going to be her team selection going into the first game week. And I've had no help and no input at all in this, and it's going to surprise you because it surprised me. I was like, well, whoa, she actually knows a few things. But of course, I've introduced her to people like FPL Raptor, FPL Harry, FPL Focal, like I've said. So we'll get on to showing her team selection in just a second. But before I do that, are you confident with your initial team going into the season?
I think so. I'm not going to lie, for the first week I've pretty much just looked at a lot of videos and like seen what other people think of good players and put them in my team, but I think I've tried to like not copy exactly what people have done and like mix it up with a few different players. When I picked the team, I definitely wanted to get like a range of players from different teams, mix it up a little bit that way. I probably only know like about 3 or 4 players in my team though, so I think I'm confident based on the videos I've watched, but I in terms of the actual players, I don't really know a lot about them.
Fair enough. So yeah, let's get into our team now. But just before we get into the video, as I said, brand new series on my channel, a first ever debut appearance for my fiancée Lorna. So if we could hit, I don't know, 50 likes on this video, that would be amazing. And also subscribe if you are enjoying this content. But other than that, let's get into Lorna's team selection.
Oh, and if anyone thinks that I'm going to beat Akshay this season, please put it in the comments. I'm hoping I'm going to surprise him this season. But it's probably very unlikely I will. But, you know, a girl can dream.
I'm going to say something absolutely outrageous here, okay? If she beats me in FPL this season, which is basically going to be impossible, I'm not even being cocky, I will give away £500 to any of my, well, one of my subscribers if she beats me in FPL. That's how unlikely it is, but yeah, anyway.
Well, you heard it. If you want to give me any tips in the comments, help me get that £500 free wall, then feel free to put it in the comments.
Exactly. If you wanted to beat me, leave a comment on what she should be doing with her team. But anyway, like I said before, if you haven't joined my mini league, make sure you do, because you can win quite a lot of money in that anyway if you haven't joined. So the link will be in the description. But anyway, let's get into it. So here we are, Lorna's team selection. Like always, we start off in goal and defense. So do you want to say your goalie and defenders?
Okay, so in goalie, I've got, I'm going to be real, like, I don't really know much about this player. I did watch a couple of videos and people were putting him in their team.
She knows how to say his name, which is good, because this is a hard name.
Yeah. So, you know, that's a starting point.
So who is it?
No,
that's your keeper. Who's in your defence?
On my defence, Estepinian.
Yeah.
I know that because I watched your video.
Top fan.
Gabriel. I should know that because that's Arsenal.
Well, actually, FPL Focus is Gabriel, but I'm pretty sure it's Gabriel.
Yeah. Gabriel. Botman, gotta represent Newcastle United.
Well, so here's the story. So we actually live in Newcastle. Lorna's a Geordie, and obviously I'm from London. I've lived in London my whole life, as you guys know, but last year we moved to Newcastle. So she supports Arsenal, but she still backs the...
It's at heart still, yeah.
Yeah, she still backs Newcastle a bit, obviously. But yeah, Botman, and then your last defender?
Chilwell.
Yeah, from Chelsea. So she's not going to know too much. I don't want to like grill her too much, but I'm gonna ask you, why have you picked these players? Do you know anything about them bar just the videos you've watched? Because there's a couple of them here that you know who they are.
Yeah, so obviously I know Arsenal players. I've heard Botman just from my dad speaking about Newcastle United and stuff. The other players I don't really know too yet well. Estepinian, I've heard his name in a few videos, so I'm guessing he's a good player and a good choice to go for. But overall it came down to budget as well. Like I had to sort of swap people in and swap them out depending on how much money I'd spent as well. So this was ultimately what I came to at the end of it.
It's actually a really decent defence to start the season with. Obviously, Newcastle have got really tough fixtures. They obviously had an amazing defence last season, and then players like Chilwell also really, really good picks. Everybody has pretty much got Estepinian and Gabriel. But yeah, so rate her defence. We'll probably do this. Let's rate her defence, midfield, and attack. So in the comments, give her a rating out of 10 for her defence, and then her midfield, and then attack. But talking about midfield, let's move on to that. So do you want to name who you have in your midfield?
Yep, so up first we've got man like Saka. Got to represent a bit of Saka in there. Obviously know Saka well because he plays for Arsenal. You know, he's just a very good choice in my opinion, and although I don't know many of the players, I know Saka is a sturdy choice. In terms of the other players, I've got Foden in there. I didn't have him in originally, but like I was just playing around with my budget and he seemed like a decent choice. Rashford, I think based on your videos last season, I heard you say a lot that he was playing really well. So I thought he would be a good choice based on his performance last season. And then finally got Matoma in there. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Got Matoma there. I've also heard his name in a few videos, so I'm just going off assumption that he's a decent player to have in there. But this one I struggled the most actually budget wise. I did have to like play around with things. I had Salah in there as well, but he was just so expensive, so I did have to play around a lot more with this section. But ultimately, yeah, this is what I came to for my team.
That's what I think the biggest learning curve for Lorna is going to be, is the budget, because obviously she had Salah, but then she told me that she didn't realise that she was over budget and then had to change it when she was trying to confirm her team and stuff. So that's one thing that she's going to have to get her head around. It'll take some time to get used to that. But overall, enough blabbering on. That's a really good midfield as well. Obviously, Foden didn't start the Community Shield, but Man City's fixtures going into start the season are amazing. And I really do think he's going to start the season, even though he didn't start the Community Shield. So anyway, that's the midfield and defence done. Let's move on to Lorna's attack. So who do you have up front?
Well, again, man like Haaland. I think every video I watched, everyone basically had Haaland in their squad, so that was like a no-brainer for me. I've even captained him, which you know,
most people
no-brainer, yeah. So that was a pretty easy choice, but again, I kind of struggled on this one pricing wise. So again, I just watched a few videos and Watkins came up and he was in budget, so that's who I leaned towards for my initial squad selection. Again, I don't really know too much about Watkins. So yeah, it's kind of just like a out the box putting it in there, as with a lot of the players in here. But yeah, hopefully that's a good choice based on the videos I've watched. But yeah, that's who I chose.
So obviously Haaland, I'm not even going to talk about him because everybody and their dog has Haaland in their team. But Watkins is the one player that really surprised me when I saw Lorna's team. I was like, oh damn, she knows a little bit, because the videos that, well, fair play to Raptor and all of those guys, because they must be doing well for her to pick up on Watkins so quick. I don't even have Watkins in my team, but away from Haaland and Kane, obviously, he's probably the best striker that you can get in FPL. Striker options are really difficult this season. But Watkins is a really, really good pick, and yeah, I think Villa are going to do amazing this season, and he's done so good under Emery, so very good pick there. That was the one surprising pick of your squad for me. And her bench is pretty strong as well. Name your bench. Let's see if you pronounce these right.
The first one's Areola, because his name's in that song, isn't it?
It's not.
Tion Wayne sings with a little Radiola.
No, that's not a footballer. Not a footballer.
Well, what does he sing? Like, no, Aviola. Right, we'll cut the start again.
No, I'm keeping that in. No. I'm keeping that in.
What's the line? When I roll with Aviola.
He's talking about girls. He's not talking about a footballer.
Oh, my bad then. But yeah, Areola for goalkeeper. Darwin. Is Darwin a...
Darwin's Liverpool striker.
The striker, yeah, okay, yep. Enciso? And then the last one, Baldock, I'm guessing. Yeah.
So a pretty decent bench. I don't think she knows too much about what she was doing with her bench, but it is a strong bench, like a really, really strong bench, especially with Darwin and Enciso. The thing with Darwin is, I'll give you a little bit of tips here. He might not start all the time for Liverpool, and this is where I say that she probably can have somebody better than Darwin on the bench. But say Darwin does start and hits the ground running, then she's going to be in there before everybody else because she already has a really good player in her squad. So it's kind of like a hit and miss situation. You can sell him or you can keep him before the season starts. It's just, it'll go either way, but he's on your bench as well. And as well, do you want somebody, you have to think about, do you want somebody with that much value sitting on your bench? That's another thing you're going to learn when you play more. Enciso, obviously, really, really good player for Brighton, but they're attacking midfielders now. They basically signed so many really good attacking midfielders, and they have so many options now in that position, in Enciso's position, even though he can play multiple positions. So it's another really good player to have on your bench. It's just, will he be guaranteed minutes and stuff? But overall, I think it's a really good first draft team, especially with no help from me and her just watching videos and looking online. And obviously put in a few players that she already knows, like Saka, Rashford, Foden, Haaland. But yeah, well done, babes. A really good start.
Yeah.
Like I said, let us know in the comments down below what you think Lorna has to change for her team, and rate like each position out of 10, the defense, midfield, and attack. Put in the comments where you think I'm going to come as well in the mini league. So
position.
There's 17 people in this mini league. Obviously, they know nothing about the quality of the mini league.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to throw around a number where you think Lorna will finish, then go for it. Do you have anything else to say about your first ever team selection video on YouTube?
Bring it on.
Confident talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, guys, please do leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. I hope you do enjoy this content, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. But other than that, I wish you the best of luck, Lawns, for the first ever game week.
Should we shake on it?
Right, I don't know what we're shaking on, but we've shaken on something. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you tomorrow for a brand new FPL video. See ya.
Bye.